a relative amount of success. And obviously he had cheekbones that you could cut steak on. Robert's role in the Summerhouse film is to play this character that isn't a particularly nice character. To all intents and purposes, he's chasing after a girl, so he's appearing to be that kind of youthful, oh, I love you, you're so wonderful, but actually he's not really that interested in love, and he's probably more interested in the fact that she's walked away from him.
How wrote you all those letters?
No, but I didn't read them.
Robert came out to France with us for the entire week of the shoot, even though he was only in 2 scenes, and he did also us a good service of sharing a room with the camera operator. He wasn't paid very much, if anything at all, and he just really mucked in. It was an absolute treat to have on set.
From the short space of time when we were with him, I would actually say that Robert is a very, very much of a person who you could actually, yes, go out and have a drink and have a chat, and he easily sort of integrates in the group, and he isn't loud, he isn't full of himself, he's just like one of us.
We caught him at the right time, but I'm not surprised in the slightest that Catherine Hardwicke saw him and thought, wow.
You look wonderful. I'm sorry about everything.
It was just such fun trying to create that intimate atmosphere with 2 very receptive actors. I think he has a real hunger to get the acting right. He really, really worked very hard at it.
Robert seems to have had to learn his craft as he's gone.
He took part in a television film called The Haunted Airman, and he did actually do very well in that. He played a shell-shocked airman back from the First World War, whose life descends into a kind of nightmare.
I think his choice to take on really odd material, like, say, The Haunted Airman, where he's spending most of the film in a wheelchair, or, say, How to Be, this kind of low-rent British movie where he plays just a sort of depressive musician, is in some ways quite telling, really. I think it says that he wants to do weird stuff to stretch himself. He wants to try and, you know, maybe just try different stuff when he has a chance.
I did this film called Bad Mother's Handbook with Catherine Tate, and she played the mother in it, and I played her mother, and Holiday Granger played this young girl, and Rob played her very geeky boyfriend with lots of hair and glasses and a very awkward young man, and he was sweet. He was very sweet, charming.
And then Rob took part in The Bad Mother's Handbook, which was actually a showcase for Catherine Tate. It got terrible reviews from absolutely everyone.
He's fighting the script here, basically, to make anything of it, but the slapstick comedy is not working. It is clearly obvious that this is not a nerdy man. It's a beautiful man with some tank tops on and funny hair and bottle glasses. And you don't know where it's going to go. And even at the end of that film, they don't even afford him the kind of, you know, chrysalis, beautiful butterfly moment. He's just still odd. But what they were thinking about casting him, I do not know.
When he took part in Harry Potter, Rob looked great. They realised that he had cheekbones to cultivate and so on and so forth, and they made him a perfect schoolboy in looks as well as everything else. And then when he started to make these bizarre career decisions in the wake of Harry Potter, he seemed to play down those looks. When he took part in How to Be and The Bad Mother's Handbook, in both cases he played a disaffected teen, and he plastered his hair down. He really seemed to downplay really astonishingly good looks.
Rob certainly didn't want to be typecast as a heartthrob, and the variety of roles he chose after Harry Potter showed he was keen to keep stretching himself as an actor. He wanted to widen his range and maybe pursue a similar path to his idol Jack Nicholson. He often mentions the Hollywood legend, whose career has stretched 50 years, as an inspiration.
Rob is someone who sees himself as an actor and has set out from the start to be an actor, not just a star. And he wouldn't have got involved in amateur dramatics at a sort of local theatre company and work his way up through that if he didn't want to sort of know about what he was doing as a craft, basically. And he's taken on kind of strange and odd roles in the way to try and, you know, learn about